It's time to love the lanes again. From some of southeastern Wisconsin's finest bowling centers, this is the Brew City Bowling Show.
Good morning, everybody. Week 4 of the Brew City Bowling Show coming to you from Classic Lanes in Greenfield. Gina Darashevsky, always a great host for us whenever we come here. Great fish fry on Friday nights, too. We've got some great bowlers taking in the lanes after the qualifier we had here a little earlier in the week. And we've got Austin and Dan returning the third week in a row in the Royal Roller match. Can they take down another $250 in free play and $150 in dining at American Place Casino with another Royal Roller match win? Or will somebody else move on to our show next week here from Classic Lanes in Greenfield? Only way we're going to find out is to hit the lanes. Our players are practicing right now. We'll get to our first bowlers coming back after this short break.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots.
With the most exciting table games and newest slots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Showcase your skills and experience the thrill of competing on the national stage at the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships. This event has awarded over $675,000 in prize money over the last 2 years. And Valero Mountain Prospect is just a 90-minute drive from Milwaukee. View all the tournament information at pba.com/LBC tournament. Before we started today, in honor of the late Jeff Moores, we had his grandson Chase throw out the ceremonial first ball. Jeff was a longtime youth league coordinator and coach here at Classic Lanes Greenfield. We know Chase got his love of the game from his grandfather Jeff. Jeff, a lot of people here miss you. And we are underway here at Classic Lanes in Greenfield for our first of 3 semifinals. See who's going to be in our American Place Casino Royal Roller match a little later in the show. We've got Mike DeFord, Heidi Linsky bowling here in our first semifinal. Mike starting things off, bowls at Classic Lanes in Oak Creek. His favorite bowling teammate, his dad, Steve. Always loves bowling with his dad. I wonder how many crossover strikes he's had in front of his dad over the years. As Mike hopefully gets a little pressure off of him there with that great crossover break in the first frame. There you see not happy with the starting line, but happy with the results. Now our first look at Heidi Linsky. Heidi also bowls Classic Lanes Oak Creek for her bowling, and we're starting her off right away with the mystery frame. She strikes here, she'll win a gift card from H5G Brands for anything they sell, whether it's PBA merchandise or custom jerseys, all kinds of accessories for bowling. And unfortunately for Heidi, she's not taking that H5G card home. Her favorite bowling teammate, she says pretty much anybody in the bowling community that she's met over the years and become friends with. She's bowls a lot of tournaments as well. So let's face it, bowling community in southeastern Wisconsin is a pretty tight-knit community, and unfortunately for Heidi there, an open frame. And Mike's going to be looking for a double here. If Mike can double, he'll get himself a bottle of Creating the Difference Bowling Ball Polish. Mike's favorite breakfast food on a Saturday morning, bacon. Well, if he strikes here, he can have a lot of bacon at American Place Casino at La American Restaurant. And, oh no, the $50 gift card for any of the restaurants at American Place Casino goes to the wayside because of a bad break on that Ripper 7-pin. Let's take another look on the replay. I watch a lot of pins fight to get near the 7. Head pings off the sideboard, says, sorry boys and girls, gonna make the 7-pin stand. Should be a relatively easy spare for a bowler of Mike's caliber, and well covered and clean through 2 frames for Mike. Heidi's favorite breakfast food, 2 eggs scrambled, bacon and raisin toast. That seems a little specific. I guess when Heidi goes to a restaurant, she knows what she wants on a Saturday morning. She's not out here on the lanes. How about a break here for Heidi? Yeah, it was a break. high on the nose, leaves just the 4-7. If Heidi could bowl one game with any living person, she just says anyone who asks. I know she was really excited when her partner Mike asked her to bowl the qualifier here at Classic Lanes Greenfield, and they bowled well, made the show, and let's see if they can keep on a strong roll here and try to make that American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Heidi will go cross lane at the 4-7. And you see right on target line, gets both pins with the ball. And no bowling lessons for Heidi. Just a gentle reminder, anybody that has all 4 open frames during one of our semifinal rounds, they will win bowling lessons from Matt Gasson at Top Notch Bowling inside of Foxview Lanes. Let's see what Mike can do here. Still has a maximum score of 100. Can he get the foundation frame strike? Yes, he can. Much better on the target line than in the 7th frame on lane 3 here at Classic Lanes Greenfield. And they're trying to put up a big double score early. Once again, the highest doubles team score out of our players here in the semifinal round will advance and take on Austin Equitz and Dan Starring, as they've won 2 consecutive American Place Casino Royal Roller matches, looking for number 3, and yikes. And yeah, the hands are going up in the air for Heidi once again. Yeah, there we go.
Say, really, nobody?
Come on. The ever deadly 5-pin. Everybody in the crowd thinks they're going to get a drink when somebody misses it during a league or a tournament and such. It's fun, let's be honest. I mean, even if somebody were to actually miss it, I don't think we'd have too many of our spectators harassing the bowler after it was done for a beverage of their choice. Great cover there by Heidi, 2 spares in a row. So a maximum of 100 for Mike, and a maximum of 78 for Heidi. So if they can get to that score, that's pretty much made it through most weeks so far here in Season 2 to get to the Royal Roller match. And speaking of American Place, we've got that red, white, blue head pin on spot for Mike. If he strikes here, $100 in free play at American Place Casino in Waukegan. And how about that? No witnesses to that crime. Every pin falls off the pin deck, and $100 in free play for Mike. I'll have to ask him when he's done if he's a slot player, video poker player, a little bit of everything. They've got the game for you at American Place Casino, and even if you only like to gamble on sports, the Circa Sportsbook down at American Place Casino, all kinds of sports you can place a wager on. And speaking of Circa, Mike trying to set the early standard for the Circa high game on the show. Unfortunately, that light hit with the 2-4 is going to leave Mike with a maximum of 88, but that's a pretty good shot at that Circa High Game Award, the 2-night midweek stay at Circa Las Vegas, and a complimentary day bed rental at Stadium Swim. That price worth about $750 at a minimum. Depending on the time of year you make your way out to Circa Las Vegas. Great cover there by Mike, 88 on the board. Heidi still with the maximum 78. And once again, let's get a good total out there early. What's the one thing Heidi could teach a class about? Just to be nice. I have to agree with that. She's a person that I've known for many years. My wife Carrie used to bowl doubles with Heidi in a lot of tournaments, and definitely one thing you can say about Heidi is definitely a nice human being. Pin's not being nice to her right now, though. She broke up the split, leaves the 610, so she's still looking at 66 for the maximum, and that would be a 154 total for her team. So let's see if Heidi can get all over this spare. Switches to that polyester ball, take the PBA LBC lane pattern on a play, and that's a little too far right, too early in the gutter. So 54 for Heidi, 88 for Mike, a 142 team total. Let's see what prizes they've won, and we'll talk to them when we come back. Classic Lanes Greenfield on this week's edition of the Brew City Bowling Show.
Well, Mike came out of the gate that game. He's setting the pace with his 88. Mike, come on in. Let's see what you want here. on the Brew City Bowling Show. Quality game with that 88. You start off with a strike. You had that double in there. That double gets you a bottle of Creating the Difference bowling ball polish. So I hope you keep your bowling balls nice and clean. You got a chance to take care of things. A life after death there from Creating the Difference. Thanks, Ron Hickland, for that. You surrounded it, but you didn't kill your mystery frame. It was the 8th frame. And you would have piled on to that jackpot shot. You had the 10th. That's $100 in free pay from American Place. You would have gotten $50 in dining from American Place with that mystery frame. But 88 game right now, that's pretty good. A lot of shows that wins. That's in the lead for the 2-night midweek stay at Circa Las Vegas and a complimentary daybed rental at Stadium Swim. Have you been to Circa?
I have not. No.
Well, you might have your chance. You got to wait through 2 more matches, but that 142 total that you and Heidi put up, it's gotten through a couple of shows already. We'll have to see if it holds on. Thanks for bowling.
All right. Thank you very much, Phil.
All right. And Heidi, come on in. Well, you get the honor of having bowled on the show. It's not that you get nothing. But your mystery frame was the 7th frame. You would have gotten a gift certificate from H5G Brands for some of the great PBA swag that they offer. And unfortunately, no strikes, no mystery frame. But you look like you kind of had fun with your partner out there.
It was fun, and I appreciate everyone that came out to watch us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you got to wait and see because you got that 142 total. If it holds on, you might be in that Royal match. You got 2 more teams you got to wait for.
Let's hope so. Thank you again.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who's coming on for our second match here on the Brew City Bowling Show.
Our second semifinal, Steve Biskupski, Brian Meehan coming on board to try to knock down that 142 total of Mike and Heidi from our opening semifinal here at Classic Lanes Greenfield. Once again, I want to thank Gina Darashevsky and her great staff here at Classic Lanes Greenfield for everything they've done, not just the hostess for the show today, but all the qualifiers we've had, and she hosted last year as well. We've got Steve Biskupski leading us off here on lane 3. Looking to get off to a hot start and trips the 4-9 out. How about that for Steve? Steve averages 228. Does his bowling at Root River. Does a little bowling here at Classic Lanes Greenfield as well. His teammate Brian also bowls at Root River. Brian comes in at 168. And that's a little high. And wow. 4, 7, 9, 10. Took my breath away there for a second. Can't believe Brian left that many pins. A shot that really didn't seem that high. So once again, sometimes you see a little average disparity between the 2 bowlers on a team. We do average cap our bowlers here on the Brew City Bowling Show to a 400 team average if it's 2 men on the team, or if it's a mixed team or 2 ladies, the average cap is 410. So Brian and Steve fitting well under the cap for 2 gentlemen. And that just kind of keeps the competition fun and fair. That's what we're really looking for. We're looking for fair, but we're also looking for a lot of fun here on the Brew City Bowling Show. And I think even players that haven't made the show out of the qualifiers, I can tell you they've had a lot of fun during them. Let's see if we can give away another bottle of Creating the Difference bowling ball cleaner to Steve. Gives himself a double here. That's on target line. Scrambles him up and gets the bucket to crumble late. And a big opening double for Steve. Brian wasted no time getting up. He knows what he wants to do when he gets on the lanes. And on Saturday mornings, when he's not trying to win $100 in free play on the American Place jackpot shot, yikes, and pays the full penalty going high again from 4-6. Brian looks to have himself a breakfast skillet. La Americaine down at American Place Casino. They've got a couple of great choices for breakfast skillets on their breakfast menu. Unfortunately, Brian misses out on $100 in free play, and he's going to need to avoid the all-open game for bowling lessons, top-notch bowling, as he's 0 for 2 on the marks through 2 frames. His teammate Steve, though, holding him in there. Steve perfect through 2. Brian can still get to 76 if he were to strike out in the 9th and 10th, so still pile a lot of pins on in the hurry. You can pile a lot of spices on whatever you like to consume. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner with the Penzies Spices Award. Spice up your turkey with Penzies for 3 in a row, and also the mystery frame for Steve. The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, 4 tickets to that event, March 14th to 16th at Lux Golf Bays in Franklin Field. And how about that? We have a chance at a perfect game for Steve when he gets up in the 10th frame. Brian also his mystery frame. Strike here, he can get himself a Michelob Ultra Zero gift pack thanks to our friends at Beechwood Distributing. And a little easier spare for Brian to pick up, but you can see right now he's just not happy with the feel of the bowling ball, and something tells me the pressure of the TV lights may have a little to do with that, going along with trying to make that big double score and get into the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. So Brian will be right on his strike line for this shot. Get both pins with the ball. Well, not textbook, but Brian makes it happen, avoids the bowling lessons, and still has a chance to put 66 on the board. With his teammate Steve having a chance for 120, they could find themselves in a commanding position to advance to the Royal Roller match. Let's see if we can give away some Milwaukee Wave tickets, a family 4-pack to any Wave game the remainder of this 2024-25 season. If Steve can strike here, online, and wow, the vicious wrap 10 for Steve ends the bid at perfection. However, a spare here, keeping the ball on the lane on the fill shot here in the 10th frame for Steve. That's going to get them in the lead for the Circa High Game Prize. And that 2-night stay at Circa Las Vegas, the daybed rental at Stadium Swim. First business, convert the 10. A little iffy on the footwork there. You can see Steve staring that one all the way down to get that spare. If he could bowl one game with any person, Steve would love to bowl one more game with his mom. It's been a long time since he's had a chance to bowl with her. And he's always wanted to travel back to Jamaica. That's where he and his lovely bride went on their honeymoon. So we can get 99 here for Steve. Kind of a weak 10 that time. But in the commanding position for the Circa High Game Award with 98. Now let's see if Brian here can put up a big finish, try to lock them in. And here's something you don't get very often, redemption on the jackpot shot during a game. Brian with another chance to get $100 in free play at American Place Casino, but he comes high again. Leaves himself the makeable spare with the 610, so a spare here, a strike on the fill ball will give Brian 54. And if Brian could have a walk-in song, like a boxer or a UFC fighter, he'd have Buy You a Drink by T-Pain playing when he walked onto the lanes. I don't know if Brian's going to be having a drink after this game is done. I'm sure he needs a little something to calm the nerves, and this team's going to be in the lead currently to advance to the Royal Roller match. Strike here on the full ball would give them 152 and set the new number for our final semifinalist to beat. That looks pretty good. Scrambles it up. There we go. 54 for Brian, but 98 for Steve. A great team total. Let's see what these players have won. We'll talk to them when we come back here to Classic Lanes Greenfield on the Brew City Bowling Show.
Hey everyone, come check out Swagger's Sports Bar and Grill inside Root River Center. On Wednesdays, we have 79-cent wings, bone-in and boneless. Also on Thursdays, we have $2 taco specials, beef or chicken.
South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you. With all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com.
Wow, lots of strikes thrown by Steve that game. Let's bring Steve in and talk to him. Start off with the front three, and boy, that shot in the 10th frame, Steve. Ring 10, that looks spectacular. I don't think you deserve that ring 10.
I guess I don't care. I just threw it too good. Gotta throw it too good.
Well, the good news for you is that your double gets you creating a difference bowling ball cleaner and polish, so we've got that for you here. For your 3 in a row, you get to spice up your turkey with Penzeys on the 3 in a row, so that's a $30 gift card for Penzeys Spices. Your mystery frame was the 9th frame, so you got that for your strike. You a golfer?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're going to like this. The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, March 14th to 16th over at Lux Golf Bays in Franklin. You're going to get 4 tickets to that, so drag 3 of your friends along, try out some new clubs, and see what's going on in the golf world in southeastern Wisconsin. So enjoy it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for bowling. You got to hold on. You're 152 now, high on the board, but you got one more team you got to wait for.
All right. We'll be there.
All right. Good luck to you. And let's bring in Brian. Well, they all fell for you on the fill ball. Why don't you move in a little closer here, Brian? They all fell in on the fill ball, and
Unfortunately, Brian, your mystery frame was the 9th frame. You would have won yourself a Michelob Ultra Zero prize pack thanks to our friends at Beechwood Distributing.
but your team right now is in the lead of our 3 semifinalists at 152. You might have a chance to come back. You going to feel like a little redemption if you get into that Royal Roller match?
Hopefully I don't get those back-to-back splits, I'm ready.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
All right, thanks.
All right, and let's see who our players are going to be here in match number 3 of our semifinals.
Our third and final semifinalists here at Classic Lanes Greenfield. Stephen Greenberg, Kevin Stevens. They know the score they need to beat, 152 that was just put up by Steve and Brian. And Stephen will start things off here on the port side. Only lefty on the show. He'll start things off on lane 3. Averages 201, does a lot of his bowling at River Center. Loves bowling with Steve Biskupski. So normally bowling teammates becoming bowling enemies just for the day today. Says he loves bowling with Steve Biskupski because he's a great motivator and a phenomenal bowler with a great sense of humor. And Steven right there looking to put on the same run that Steve did in the last semifinal. And Steven starts with a strike. Here's a very familiar face to bowlers here at Classic Lanes in Greenfield, Kevin Stevens. Oh, Kevin's been around here, boy, a couple of decades now. Does his league bowling here, averages 189. And once again, bowler he loves to bowl with Steve Biskupski. Put up the score that they need to beat. And the ring 10 there by Kevin Stevens. Bit of a bad break. Watch that ball finish hard on this 43-foot PBA LBC National Championships pattern. But a little too much angle. And 10-pin stands. Kevin loves to bowl with his son Dylan as well. And unfortunately, that spare attempt, similar to what Kevin's walk-in song would be, You Can't Touch This, by MC Hammer. As that ball doesn't touch the 10, and you see there on the replay, that ball just hooks away from the 10 pin for Kevin. And the open frame on the board, that can make things a little tougher for this team to catch up and make the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. See if we can get a double here, not just some creating the difference ball cleaner, but a gift card from Natty Oaks in West Dallas. And only half. Good thing for Steven, he's working on a strike at the moment. But that super washout, the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7 pins, bowler of Steven's caliber, I'd give him about a 50-50 shot at this. He would love to get a game in with Parker Bone III someday. And how about that? You making spares like PB3. Great cover on the super washout by Steven. He's going to go back and try to focus things back up. He's going to need to go off the sheet to take down the Circa High Game Award. Kevin could still get there by a pin as well, but he would need to go off the sheet starting here in the 8th frame. Kevin loves the movie Animal House. He'll watch it anytime he gets a chance if it's on TV and he's got a little time to sit down and finish the movie. 10 pin again for Kevin. That one a little different. The light crossover hit. You can see Kevin right now looking a little perturbed at himself. Knows he's just got to get that ball off his hand. He's got plenty of back-end motion with it. Just needs to make sure he gets the projection out just far enough to the right. Get it in that 1-3 pocket. Picks up the spare. Kevin loves going to Las Vegas, unfortunately for Kevin. He's not going to Circa for free. As that spare there has him out of contention on the Circa High Game Prize, but the quality cover. Saw the footwork and the timing a little bit better on that spare attempt for Kevin Stevens. Let's see what Stephen Greenberg can do here. Loves some Swedish pancakes to start off breakfast on the weekend, and that one unfortunately pancaked the head pin. Good break to leave just the 2-pin on the spare attempt. That's going to leave him with a maximum of 89. And so Steve Biskupski is going to be our winner of the Circa High Game Award here on this show. And we're going to need a big finish by Steven and Kevin if they want any chance to make that American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Steven, a big fan of the movie Slapshot. Paul Newman, one of the classics. I don't think he gets enough credit for it. On his filmmaking and film starring career. Let's see what Kevin can do here in the foundation frame. See if we can avoid another 10-pin. That looks on target line, and that time the wrap 10. You can just see. We have a warning from the U.S. Geological Service. Mount Stevens might be getting ready to erupt after 3 consecutive 10 pins. That ball there I thought was going to get the 10 out, but the 6 said otherwise. Low and around the 10. Let's see if Kevin can keep filling frames and try to get his team into the Royal Roller match. And I think it's going to take a full ride here from both players to make it happen. Steven can get to 88. Kevin can get to 77. So there's a little room, but they definitely both need to get the first strike in the 10th, and another one of the players is going to need to get the second as well. So a huge shot here for Steven. He needs to get this one to fall, and the week 7 may be the end for Steven and Kevin advancing further into the day. I think off the hand, Steven thought that one was a little bit better than just the week 7 pin. Steven would love to get back to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Incredible fishing, incredible golf. Yeah, there's some great golf in Mexico. Just watched the PGA Tour event recently from around Puerto Vallarta, and oh my, the open frame in 67, and that is going to take the Royal Roller match chance away from Steven and Kevin. So you're going to see Steve and Brian from our second semifinal in the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. But let's see if we can finish their day off with a big prize here, the haircut and style from DeCarlo Salon and Barbershop on North Water Street in downtown Milwaukee. Is he going to get a lucky break? No, he doesn't. And unfortunately for both our players, very rarely happens here on the Brew City Bowling Show, but we're going to be walking away from this game with 0 in the prize board. So let's look at a little money back from the qualifiers that we've had. And the pride of being one of only 3 teams every week to make an edition of the Brew City Bowling Show. And that one, I think, was just a little frustration for Kevin. We'll be back. We'll talk to our players and get ready for that American Place Casino Royal Roller match here from Classic Lanes Greenfield.
Join the Bourbon Club for free at Country Lanes. Enjoy discounts on every pour and have your chance to win some great monthly prizes. Enjoy a pour before or after a great pizza at Country Lanes in Franklin.
Any bowler who rolls 4 strikes in a row will receive a family 4-pack of tickets from the Milwaukee Wave. Check out the season schedule at MilwaukeeWave.com. Any bowler who rolls 5 strikes in a row on the Brew City Bowling Show will receive a fully customized jersey from H5G Brands. Anyone rolling a perfect game on the Brew City Bowling Show will win an entry into the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships.
Oh, we know who's advancing now to that Royal Roller match. It's going to be Steve and Brian. Let's bring in our contestants from game number 3. Steven, come on in. Steven, you had the great start. Flush pocket strike in the 7th frame, and then, boy, lane 4 just kind of had your number there.
Yeah, it's a little slippery down there and just couldn't find it.
Okay. Okay. Well, your mystery frame, unfortunately, was the 8th frame. Would have been a gift card for Natty Oaks in West Dallas. Have you been to Natty Oaks ever?
I have. Yes, we call it the Little Maddies.
So you know how good the fish fry is there.
I do. Right. Very nice to try.
Well, go down there. Everybody patronize our sponsors. We appreciate it. And Stephen, thanks for bowling today.
Thank you, Phil.
And let's bring in Kevin. Kevin, come on in. Is Kevin already drowning his sorrows at the bar? Kevin's already drowning his sorrows at the bar. I can't blame him. 4 straight 9 counts. Boy, yeah, the lanes had your number today.
Yes, they did. Lots of tens.
Lots of tens, and yeah, unfortunately, your team's not going to move on to the Royal Roller match. Your mystery frame was a 10th frame where you got yourself a haircut and grooming from DeCarlo Salon in downtown Milwaukee. Not that you need it, look at you, but Jason can do great work with everybody. If they can do work with me, they can do work with everybody. So just appreciate you taking care of things here at Classic Lanes Greenfield once again, and thanks for bowling.
Thank you. Thank you for running this. This is awesome.
All right, appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thanks. Now let's bring in Steve Biskupski. Steve, come on in. Steve's got some business to do with his partner, Brian Shirley. He's going to be in the American Place Casino Royal Roller match, trying to take down some free play and some dining, but your 98 game's high on the show for our semifinal round. We don't pay to get you there, but you've just won yourself a 2-night stay at Circa Las Vegas, along with a complimentary daybed rental at Stadium Swim. So have you been to Circa before?
Yes, I have. Yes. Love it there.
Yeah.
So we're going to Vegas once already this year, so we'll have to go there again.
There you go. And I'll tell you what, they will take care of you nicely with that daybed outside going a nice summer day. It's always a nice summer day in Vegas when you got daybed.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So you got to go get ready. We got to get you in the Royal Roller match, so go join your partner over there. Players will get a little quick warm-up, and we'll be back with our American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Who's taking home that $250 in free play and $150 in dining to split as a team? We'll find out after the short break.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots. With the most exciting table games and newest slots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Another exciting week of the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Our 2-time defending champions, Austin Equitz and Dan Starring, battling our advancers out of the semifinal round here at Classic Lanes Greenfield. Steve Biskupski and Brian Meehan.
Shift over that way just a little bit, thank you.
Returning champions, Austin and Dan. Starting things off with Austin here on lane 3. Austin averages 187. He's only been bowling for 3 years. Made a rapid amount of improvement with a lot of practice. This is most of his bowling at Lucky Lanes on the south side of Milwaukee, and not so lucky on that opening shot as it comes high and leaves the 610. Austin and Dan won both of our Royal Roller matches at Foxview Lanes. And now try to defend the crown here in the new center. Classic Lanes Greenfield, great cover there by Austin. And let's see if Brian Meehan can shake off the bad breaks and the every once in a while an accurate toss here in our Royal Roller match, as he'll be bowling all the odd-numbered frames for his team. Steve will be bowling the evens in this Baker doubles format, and not a bad toss there for Brian to start, leaving the 2-4. I think Brian's a little settled down now. I don't know if there was any aiming fluid consumed between his semifinal round and the start of this Royal Roller match. And that's a little wide, and he only takes the 5, leaving the 2 and an early open frame and a deficit. Brian and Steve, but Steve coming off the hot hand, 98 for his effort during the semifinal round.
I don't care if it's on, it's just...
And Steve took home the Circa High Game Award for this episode of the Brew City Bowling Show. Let's see if he can get his team back on track here on lane 3. Steve, 52 years old. Seen him at some PBA regional events and some PBA 50 regional events over the last couple of years. And I'm lucky enough to live stream some of those events in the Midwest region thanks to the PBA. And you see that one just a little slow on the ball speed and came through a little quick leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10. Never an easy spare with that sleeper 9 pin. And he looks to be right on target with that and gets the conversion, keep his team close. Wasting no time piling on for Dan here with his mystery frame as you watch the replay here, Steve's conversion. Dan's got himself a chance at a gift card for Falcon Bowl up in River West. Great bowling, great food, great music at Falcon Bowl. And that one's a bit wide. Almost got a huge break there to get the 2 to fall back into the 8. But just the 8-pin stands. It's got to be a little more pressure on our returning champions week in and week out. They're already up to $500 in free play as a team at American Place Casino and $300 in dining. Looking to pile another $250 in free play and $150 in dining to split with another win this week. And every week you win this American Place Casino Royal Roller match, you get a chance to come back and pile on. It's like getting the free spin bonus round on a slot machine. Here you go. You get another free chance at winning some more stuff thanks to American Place Casino. I want to thank April Dean and everyone at American Place that's come on board for our first 2 seasons of the Brew City Bowling Show. All the support they've given bowlers in southeastern Wisconsin. If you get a chance to go gaming at American Place, take the drive. It's the fun place to go. As Austin came up a little high there. Leaves the 9 pin. And just a reminder, the High Baker game this season, that's currently held by Gina Hurst and Chris Mueller from our opening show at Root River. That team with the highest score during these Royal Roller matches for the season will win a free bowling ball with drilling and a free tote bag for each doubles team member from Rich Miller Pro Shop. 2 locations, one inside of Root River Center and one inside of Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. Let's see what Brian can do here in his 3rd frame. And that ball, boy, it just wants to get close to the pocket, and it just stops rolling hard. If you could just slow down the ball speed a little bit, I think he'd be flush pocket with those first 2 shots he's had here in the Royal Roller match. Brian could bowl 1 game with anybody. He would love to bowl with number 34 from the Bucks, Giannis. Sees that Giannis is quite the character during his press conferences. Thinks it would be a lot of fun to bowl a game with Giannis, and unfortunately for Brian, he is having 0 fun on the lanes at this moment. 2 open frames for his team early. Let's see if Steve Biskupski can keep his team in contention here. And Steve has his chance here at the American Place Casino jackpot shot. $100 in free play up for grabs with this red, white, and blue head pin. And that's high. Yeah, boy, that overcorrection from the shot in the 2nd frame. Tried to pick up the ball speed, but unfortunately still missed left. And now with the baby split, he'll have a chance to win $10 in cash from the Brew City Bowling Show with the split conversion. He'll move to the left on the approach, the polyester ball, and bad break. I mean, they call that making it the hard way. He sends the 3 around the 10 and 3 open frames for the first 4 frames. For Brian and Steve, the only good news for them is Austin and Dan haven't started striking yet. Let's see what Dan can do here in the 4th frame for his team. Dan loves bowling. It's his favorite hobby. He's not liking it right now. 2-4-10. A little quick on the ball speed. $16 in cash in the Brew City Bowling Show if you were to convert this. Usually on Saturday mornings, Dan's not on the lanes. He's resting from Friday nights on the lanes over at Lucky Lanes, where he does most of his league bowling. And unfortunately, an open frame keeping this match closer than anticipated. I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting a lot of opens early on from these bowlers. And Dan and Austin, 3rd time on the show, you know they're getting a little more comfortable under the TV lights. And See if Austin can get himself a little bonus here. His mystery frame, gift card for Henry Flack Steakhouse in West Dallas. There we go. Have a little steak, have a little seafood, have some quality cocktails, Austin, at Henry Flack. Great happy hour specials they're running now for those of you looking to have a quick beverage and an appetizer after work. Stop by Henry Flack's in West Dallas. See what Brian can do here in his team's beverage frame. And yeah, that ball, he just needs to slow it down and let the ball rev up a little more. That ball a little more flush in the pocket, but not a strong roll. And you watch the deflection there, ball doesn't get anywhere near the 5 pin, and the head pin can't take down the 7. Little cash here as well. Any split conversion on the Brew City Bowling Show earns cash. This will be $12 if he makes it. Does not do so, and wow. If you would have told me this team would have had 53 in the 53 in the 5th coming into this Royal Roller match, I would have taken that bet and lost because, yeah, the struggle's real right now. 3 opens, 3 frames. Brian Meehan, let's see if Steve can stop the bleeding here as we get into our final match break of the day. That's much better for Steve. Trips the 4 pin out. We're going to have the bowlers continue rolling through the commercial break to keep on time, and we'll be back here in Classic Lanes Greenfield with our American Place Casino Royal Roller match. All Foxview Lanes and Sussex Bowl League bowlers in the 25-26 league season will have their chance to strike it rich. Their chance at the $15,000 progressive jackpot every time they bowl league. Back at Classic Lanes Greenfield, we had our bowlers roll through the commercial break to stay on time here for our American Place Casino Royal Roller match. In the 6th frame, Dan Starring comes up missing the head pin, leaving the washout. 1, 2, and 10. Does not convert the spare. His teammate, Austin Equitz, trying to bounce back in the 7th frame. Austin with the toss, and he ends up coming up high, leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10. But Austin bears down, gets that ball to hook back in. Textbook conversion of that spare attempt. Brian Meehan steps up in the 7th frame looking for his first mark of the game for his team. That ball a little high on the nose, leaving the 4, 6 again. And boy, Brian just having the struggles this game. He gets one on the spare attempt. And we'll be waiting for his teammate, Steve Piskupski, to come up here in the 8th frame. Incredibly close match, even with all the open frames. One team just can't pull away. About a 20-pin difference between the teams with 3 frames remaining. Steve and Brian can still get to 171, put some pressure on Austin and Dan, and see if Steve can give himself a bowling ball rejuvenation and resurfacing. The bowlers headquarters right here inside of Classic Lanes Greenfield, and there we go, 10 back for Steve. And he knows this match is far from done. He just needs to get his teammate Brian to put a double on that strike. That would really be a momentum changer, as this pattern seems to have gotten a little broken up and a little tough. And here's a chance for Dan to get himself $100 of free play at American Place Casino with that red, white, and blue head pin. And once again, Dan just can't get that ball to face up properly. That ball would just walk in when we were at Foxview Lanes, and he did a lot of damage there, carrying his team to 2 consecutive wins. But right now, it's been up to Austin. Austin with the only strike of the game for his team, as Dan perfectly done on that spare to keep his team up by 19 with 2 frames remaining. And boy, you talk about a shot of the year so far right now for Austin coming up. He gets a strike here. He knows he can't have his team be shut out by Brian and Steve in the 10th frame. That looks to be on target line for Austin, and how about that? 2-pin does the job on the 4. Huge foundation frame strike for that team. And with their maximum of 190, they know it's going to take all strikes by Brian and Steve to put the pressure on in the 10th frame for Dan. Let's see if we can get a little pizza and pitcher here. And Brian from Riviera Lanes, that ball, the overcorrection from the 7th frame, but a makeable spare here for Brian. That's the key. Problem is with that makeable spare, it's going to leave his team at a maximum of 151. And that's just going to force a few pins from Austin and Dan in the 10th frame to take the win. And that's assuming we get a bunch of strikes in the 10th from Steve Piskupski. Good cover there by Brian. But you know Brian's going to be kicking himself back behind the lanes after the cameras shut off and the lights go down. As we've seen Brian on these Brew City bowling shows before, and he's put in better efforts. Let's see if we can get in $100 in free play. Second attempt for Steve here on the jackpot shot. Had one earlier that he missed out on back in the 4th frame. Will we send Steve to Waukegan? Yes, we will. $100 in free play on the slot score, video poker, video keno, and American Place Casino for Steve. He's got a chance here. Yeah, I mean, Austin would just have to get 6 on 2 shots to get to 152. As the maximum score here for Brian and Steve is 151. But we know Steve. He's a player that until he knows it's mathematically over, he's going to give 110%. And there's a double in the 10th to Piskupski. And I'll tell you what, a look at dejection right there. Steve struck in the 6th, 8th, and 10th frames, and boy, if Brian could have just gotten 1 strike in there for the team, they would really have some pressure on Dan in the 10th frame. Let's see if we can finish off with the turkey. Walk away for Steve in the 10th. There you go, that's the finish. Gets them to 151, but most likely not enough. I'm sure Dan knows the situation right now, just knows get 6 or more in 2 shots. You can avoid throwing it in the ditch and avoid going through the middle of the lane and taking out the 1-2-5-8. And Dan and Austin are going to advance to our next show here at Classic Lanes Greenfield next week. They have a chance to take down even more American Place Casino free play and dining. And boy, you see the look at the dejection there for Steve, because he knows, yeah, a little different result could have happened. His partner could have gotten just 1 strike in there in those last few frames. Not the way that Dan wanted to finish for the win, but it's a win regardless. 158 to 151. We'll talk to these bowlers and wrap up this edition of the Brew City Bowling Show from Classic Lanes Greenfield after this short break.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots.
With the most exciting table games and newest slots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you. With all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com.
Boy, it was just a battle of attrition here in that Royal Roller match, but Austin and Dan come out top, 158 to 151. Let's get Brian and Steve in here. Brian and Steve. Brian's already drowning his sorrows, and you can't blame him. It was a tough match. Steve, come on in. You found something late. You made it close. You made him think about it towards the end. Anything you'd change early on in that game?
Yeah, not take the ball out that I started in practice with and stayed with what was working in the first match. Good learning point. Good learning point.
Well, Brian, come on in too. Brian, you guys had a rough game, but hey, you made some money in the qualifier. You got some prizes on the show. You're going to Las Vegas. Gonna let him tag along?
No.
All right. Good man. Good man.
I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that the way I bowled. No, I don't deserve that at all.
Well, hey, Brian, your mystery frame was the 9th frame. You would have won pizza and a pitcher from Riviera Lanes in West Dallas. Steve, yours was the 8th frame, so you did win, and you're getting yourself a bowling ball resurfacing and rejuvenation from right here at Bowlers headquarters inside of Classic Lanes Greenfield. So congratulations. Thanks for bowling today, guys.
All right, thank you. It was a great time.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our Royal Roller Match winners. Austin and Dan, come on in, gentlemen. 3 weeks in a row, and this one was probably a little tougher than the first two, wasn't it, Austin?
Indeed it was. Yep.
You found something late in the game, though. You got yourself a couple of strikes on the board when it wasn't easy. What'd you do to get through?
Just kept throwing my shot. I was pretty consistent with it, and I think I followed through with everything I was trying to do.
And Dan, I got to ask you, because you didn't have any strikes on the board, you're not going to get a mystery frame prize. Would have been Falcon Bull. You're coming back for your 4th week in a row on our next show here from Classic Lanes Greenfield. What's going to be the change of the game plan?
Probably a ball change at this point, see what else I can make work down at the back end of the lanes, or maybe we switch lanes, and if he's better on 4, and then I'll bowl on 3, or whatever it works out to be.
I mean, right now you guys are at $750 in free play to split as a team and $450 in dining at American Place Casino thanks to your Royal Roller wins. And Austin, you get to pile on a little bit because the 5th frame was your mystery frame this game, and you're going to get yourself a gift card to Henry Flack Steakhouse in West Dallas, so you can go out and get yourself a little steak, treat yourself for this victory today. Cool. All right, we're going to see these guys back on our next show here from Classic Lanes Greenfield. They're going to go for their 4th Royal Roller win in a row. Can they pull it off? Only way we're going to know is who's going to battle through the semifinals to get to meet them in that final Royal Roller match. For Dan and Austin, I'm $2 Phil Bryler. Hey, parents, take the kids bowling. You know they're going to have fun for life, and we'll see you back on the next show here from Classic Lanes in Greenfield.